All right, I'm going to give some time for some people to jump in. A little impromptu stream, post-game stream. See what we got going on. Wait for somebody to jump in here, and I'll start up. What's going on, Elite? Man. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this game. I don't know how to feel about this game. Really don't. I really don't. It's crazy. The offense, man, they showed up, but at the same time, the offense didn't show up. And I'm going to get to this, Mr. Burton. I'm going to get to this. But the offense showed up, but they didn't show up. I mean, we moved the ball all day long, pretty much. We didn't really have any resistance as far as offense goes. We were able to move the ball. The thing is, Bellinger fumbles in the red zone. Daniel Jones throws an interception in the red zone. So we missed out on at least 6 points right there. So two mistakes down in the red zone, that hurt us. Daniel Jones, like I said, threw that interception, but today he was pretty much, he was on point. This was one of the better games of Daniel Jones's career, I'll tell you. He worked the short game, he worked the medium game. He was throwing darts across the middle of the field that was hitting guys in the chest. Richie James dropped one. Hodgins dropped an important one. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't come out with that win, because I think this game is what I've been looking for from Daniel Jones, as far as going out there at the end of the game and putting that game away and going down the field and scoring. He did everything he was supposed to do. He put the ball right into Isaiah Hodgins' stomach. He put it right on the numbers, and Isaiah Hodgins got hit from an angle from behind him and just ended up not being able to make that catch. He hit Richie James across the middle in his hands, and the dude drops the ball. Same thing for Bellinger. He fumbled the ball. Then you look at, after we have to end up punting after you have a drop, we get the punt blocked. We give up 3 points, and shout out to the defense for only giving up 3 right there, because I think we gave up a touchdown. So no, don't shout out to the defense, but we gave up a touchdown there. So it's like, what else do you expect from Daniel Jones today? This is a game right here where it's like Daniel Jones did pretty much everything that you could expect of. I'll go down the stat line: 30 for 42. 334, a touchdown and interception. I'm trying to figure out where they're. I guess they're not. Yes, that was a 2-point conversion. So a touchdown and interception, 34 yards rushing. Saquon did his thing today, 84 yards and a touchdown, and he added in 50 yards, 49 yards receiving. So about 140-something yard game, 130-something yard game from Saquon Barkley. Shout out to the receivers that stepped up. These are not like big time name receivers. They dropped passes all over the place and pretty much was a big part of why we lost the game. But Richie James, 12 targets, 8 receptions, 90 yards. Isaiah Hodgins, 11 targets, 8 receptions, 89 yards. So both of them basically had about 8 receptions and 90 yards. Isaiah Hodgins with another touchdown. Big plays, 33-yard play from Richie James, 29-yard play from Hodgins, 32-yard play from Slayton. Daniel Jones today, a lot of times he put the ball behind guys. Today he was putting the ball on the money. Guys were catching it and running with it. If we can continue this level of offense, if we make it to the playoffs and we play the Vikings, we can beat that team. If we make it to the playoffs and we play against the Bucks, we can beat that team. So it's really an unfortunate loss. Graham Gano, as always, showed up today. He did his thing, and to lose on a 61-yarder, it's just Giants stuff. It's Giants football. That's what we do. But hopefully this gives this offense finally the confidence that they need to go out there and put together drives consistently. Yes, Minnesota's defense isn't that good, but also the pass rush was right there every single play. Every single play, Evan Neal was getting beat. The interior line was getting beat, and Daniel Jones was having to maneuver around and make throws. So hopefully this is the game. Oh, this is the game that I've tried to tell people would never happen because we've been waiting all year and most of last year for Daniel Jones to come out and have that 300-yard signature game where he puts the team on his back. And pretty much, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Daniel Jones, the last time he touched the ball, he did what he was supposed to do. He did all he could do. So that part makes me feel good. The defense, they could not cover Justin Jefferson. I mean, what else is new? I mean, he's Justin Jefferson. Wink Martindale was entirely too reliant on the blitz. But at the same time, you live by the blitz. It comes through. You sack Kirk Cousins early on in that drive, and they lose yards. And then you can die by the blitz. You can allow Justin Jefferson to get just far enough down the field to where they can kick a 61-yarder and be able to win the game. So Wink is who he is. We love when the blitz work. We hate when it doesn't work. But Wink is not going to stop blitzing, guys. It's just he's not going to stop doing it. That 39, man, it's just like every single time we blitzed and we left Justin Jefferson one-on-one with one of those guys who they're not equipped to cover that dude. Maybe if we had Adoree there, we could do that, but hopefully Adoree is back next week because we could not cover Justin Jefferson one-on-one, even with the blitz. Kirk Cousins, I mean, it's unfortunate, man. Kirk Cousins, under duress, while he's getting hit, throws a dart to Justin Jefferson, and that pretty much got them to win. So, like I said, man, unfortunate. But we just got to clean up the mistakes. We got to clean up the mistakes. And let me get to this super chat from Talking Echo. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. DJ played almost perfectly. Defense let up at the end. Giants need to beat the Colts, and they're in the playoffs. I want to see the Vikings again. And that's how I'm feeling too. I really think we can beat the Colts next week. If we can bring this team, and we can add in Adoree, especially if we add in Adoree, but if we can bring this team to how well this offense played, we should be able to go to the Colts and beat them convincingly. We really should. I mean, we should be able to go to the Colts and beat them convincingly. So if we can, we just got to carry this offense over. I know that the Vikings defense isn't that good, and maybe the Colts, I don't see the Colts all that better of a defense. So we gotta bring this type of offense to the table next week. And if we do, we're going to be in the playoffs. It's just that simple. But yeah, I would definitely going back to the super chat, I would definitely like to see the Vikings again, especially with Adoree, especially if we could get McKinney back. I would love to see that. Wink is my guy, but damn, yeah. I mean, Wink Martindale, man, like you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz, and we lost on the blitz, but we can also win on the blitz. So it is what it is. I mean, a step here difference, we're having a completely different conversation. Because at one point in that drive, that last drive they had, we had like a minute and 29 seconds, and it was third down, and the Eagles are throwing this to A.J. Brown, and he's about to score on the Cowboys right here. Wow. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure if the Giants win next week's game, I'm pretty sure they're automatically in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure about that. But I would say this game, it's no such thing as moral victories, but I would say that this game makes me feel a lot better about possibly being in the playoffs and being able to win a game, because the teams like Minnesota, the teams that aren't powerhouses, like the Eagles and the Cowboys and the 49ers, I think we can really go in there and have a chance to beat. And if the offense plays like how they did today, we can pretty much beat any team in the NFC, probably besides the Eagles, with Jalen Hurts back. And yeah, Evan Neal had a terrible game today. I mean, the guy, he started off really rough, and then he got better. And as soon as he started getting better, the guy gets hurt, and he just has not been able to get his footing back since he's gotten hurt. That's just been the story. He has not been as good a player since he got back from being hurt. I don't know if he's still playing through an injury. I don't know what's going on. But Evan Neal, I'm not giving up on him yet, because, like I said, I saw him getting better. before the whole injury happened. So if he can continue to do that, if he can continue to get better and use this all season, I'll feel good about that pick. But man, he was a liability today. I mean, Daniel Jones was having to move around all day because Evan Neal was getting beat almost every play. But he's going against a guy who's a dominant pass rusher in Zadarius Smith. So hopefully, I think they got DeForest Buckner there next week for the Colts. Let's look at who they have at the edges. Colts defense. Depth chart. I know they got DeForest Buckner down there. Kwity Paye, DeForest Buckner, Yannick Ngakoue. So they got some players there. They got a line. And yeah, this definitely it definitely hurt us. Aziz going out. Hopefully Aziz can come back. It's just like, can we just, with any unit, can we get all our cornerbacks one day? Can we get all our receivers one day? Can we get all of our defensive linemen? It's just, we can never just have our players healthy. I won't blame it on him losing, but you got to think. You got to think that Aziz makes a play. I mean, he had that sack early on in the game where he almost caused a fumble. And it's just like, this guy makes an impact when he's out there on the field. And for him to go out of the game, it stinks, man. I think Aziz is like a really good player right now. The dude has like 5 sacks in 6 games, 5 sacks in like 5.5 games. And yeah, I'm giving Evan Neal time. I'm not gonna give up on him yet. But yeah, I mean, man, what a way to lose. It's always these 60+ yarders. It's always these heartbreakers. But at least the offense competed. This was one of the first times this year that I've seen the offense really go out and compete, really go out there and make multiple plays of over 20 yards. Saquon at the end there wrapped it up. Oh, man. Tired. Saquon at the end there wrapped it up. It's just unfortunate that we lost the game where we finally came out and put up a good offensive show. I was ready for us to go to overtime. I was saying like the final score is going to be 32-24 or 31-24. But it didn't play out that well. The Jake Elliott kick, it reminded me of that. It reminded me of the Graham Gano kick. Too. So it's the worst to lose on a game like that, especially when your offense goes down the field and handles business. The last time your offense touched the ball, because, I mean, we talk about defense all the time, but at the end of the day, it's an offensive league. I mean, if a team goes out there and their offense leaves the field, on a good note, that's really all you can ask for. Yawning again. What's going on? Richard Lewis? I think you changed your name. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game on a high level, but it was a good game. But we just got to wrap this up, man. Like, we cannot have that punt getting blocked. We just can't allow that. We can't have the punt getting blocked. We can't have these drop passes. We can't have these fumbles. We cannot have the interception in the red zone. If we literally just don't make one of those mistakes, like if we just don't make one of those mistakes, I think we win this game. Because this offense was feeling it. They were confident today. They were on fire. I just think if we just make one less mistake, we win this game. And what are y'all thinking of this Eagles Cowboys game? Because I don't know. I'm rooting for the Eagles. I'm not rooting for the Eagles. I'm rooting against the Cowboys this game, just because I'm just sick of them. I'm just sick of them. They just kind of just feel like they're going to win this game because Jalen Hurts is out, and just for them to like go out and lose to the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. Is AJ Brown hurt? I can't tell what's going on. But yeah, it looks like they're taping him up. He's probably not seriously hurt. But just for the Cowboys to go out and lose to the Eagles with their backup quarterback when they were so convinced that they could beat them with their starter, I would love that. It would be really entertaining. And they just stood up Zeke. Yeah, I would hope that I would want them to both lose too. And I can't stand the Eagles even more than the Cowboys, but it's just like just to see the Cowboys go out there and lose after they were so convinced that they would be able to win against Jalen Hurts would just be hilarious to me. And it just makes you think, like, why didn't the Giants go out there and sign Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph? Why did the Eagles go out and do that? Commander's going to lose. And then the thing that hurts the most is, like, I already had this kind of typed up to say, like, the Giants are in the playoffs. The two teams we needed to lose, I was convinced that the Chiefs would beat the Seahawks. I was convinced of that. But I was not convinced that the Panthers will be able to beat the Lions. The Panthers like kind of mollywopped the Lions. Let's look back at that score. Like, I don't know what's gotten into the Panthers, or what happened with Sam Darnold, who didn't have that good of a game, but I just wouldn't have guessed that the Lions would lose to the Panthers, especially as bad as they lost. So this was a perfect spot for us to get into the playoffs. It was the perfect spot. And I guess if we all lose out, this is going to be let me see, week 16, week 17, week 18. Week 17, the Lions play the Bears, which if Justin Fields is able to go out there and do his thing again, I don't know how healthy he is, but if he's able to play well, oh my God, Dak Prescott just threw a pick six. Dak Prescott just threw a pick six. Yeah, this game is out of hand already. And do I say Clint? Did I really type that, Edward? I was literally just saying that. I was literally saying that I almost typed that as a title. I guess I forgot to change it. Let me change that title. Let me change that title. But shout out to BK23 for the $4.99 super chat. That interception was a good play Peterson made. I just imagine DJ with the true number one. It was a good play by Peterson, but it was also not a good throw from him. He had to put that out further, put that further down the field. If he's able to do that, that's not an interception. So the Cowboys are already down. They're already down 10-0. All right, just updated that title. Updated the title. All right. So for people that aren't in the stream so far and the people that are going to refresh, the title will change. But yeah, who knows what's going on with the Cowboys in the playoffs? They can never be depended on. Isaiah Ican, the broadcasters, kept saying the script the whole game. Oh, he's responding to this, Isaiah. I thought he was talking about Isaiah Hodgins. The script said let off on Justin Jefferson to get to midfield. Oh man, colleges make you dumber is always coming in talking about how the NFL is following just according to plan. You know, I had a conspiracy theory about basketball too, that like if you've ever seen like even a Division I or Division II college basketball player, they go out there and they make pretty much every shot. So it's like maybe they go out there and miss shots on purpose in the NBA for the entertainment of it. Oh, I know you're serious, man. I know you're serious. That's what I'm saying. Maybe some of these NBA players go out there and miss shots on purpose to make the games entertaining. Hodgins got to come back to ball. Yeah. Let's talk about Isaiah Hodgins. I mean, I think a lot of people are saying he can come back and be our receiver 2, receiver 3. I don't know. I don't know if Hodgins is just the only competent receiver in this, or the most competent receiver in this offense, as far as knowing the offense, as far as knowing where to be. I wouldn't want to go into next season. This is just me. I wouldn't want to go into next season with Isaiah Hodgins as the receiver 3. So I would want to get a number 1 guy, and I would want to have Wandale there. Shep is coming back. I want to bring in at least one more guy. Let's see what Slayton does. But I mean, Hodgins, I definitely think we should bring back. Hodgins. It's just about, making them compete, because if Hodgins isn't able to make the team next year, that shows you, I mean, we're getting in some good players. Yeah, Jefferson made every single catch that Jefferson needed to make, he made. Every single one. I mean, I wish I had like a third down percentage thing, which, I mean, would take forever for me to scroll through and look. But Justin Jefferson, 16 targets, 12 receptions, 133 yards, and a touchdown. The touchdown Jefferson needed to have, he got. The first downs he needed to get in the fourth quarter, he got. I think he had maybe one time where Darnay Holmes broke up a pass on him. See what else. Dalvin Cook, they averaged 4.6 yards a carry with Dalvin Cook, but Dalvin Cook really didn't beat us. I mean, they ran it 14 times. They probably could have, kept running it and got him to 100 yards, but overall, it was the timely things from Justin Jefferson and from Hockenson. They threw it underneath to him a lot. He got two really nice touchdowns. It's just unfortunate, because besides Justin Jefferson and Isaiah Hodgins, I mean, besides Justin Jefferson and TJ Hockenson, the next receiver had 17 yards. KJ Osborne had 17 total yards today. Under that was 16, 13, 6, 5. So he was literally throwing it to two guys, Jefferson and Hockenson. There goes that pass rush from Philly. Dak is taking off, and he's going to slide down at like the 44-yard line. But we win this game without the mistakes. Without one of these mistakes, we win this game. I think the biggest ones, the two biggest mistakes, I would say it's probably the Richie James drop, and the Richie James drop. I'll say three: the Richie James drop, the Bellinger fumble, and the punt block. The Bellinger fumble, because like we were so far down there into the red zone. It's just, we probably would have got 7, because those two times, even the Hodgins interception where DJ was trying to get it to Hodgins, those 4 things, like we were on the new. I don't get it, man. We were on the way to scoring both of those times. There's no doubt in my mind that we get into the end zone if we don't make those mistakes in the red zone. And like I said, let me tally it back up. DJ interception, Bellinger fumble, Richie James drop. So that's pretty much three red zone trips we got nothing out of. And then you add on a punt block. So that's basically, if you just get 3 points on those 3 drives, that is 9 points. And then you give away 7. So that is a 16-point swing. Just you cannot have that. Can't have it. What's going on, Vinny? It's been a while. Dak is going down. He just threw that. He got that. That's a nice play by Dak. He was getting taken down, and he found Gallup open. They picked up a first down. Looks like Dallas is probably going to score soon. Yeah, Bellinger, man. Like, I saw someone say we cannot target Bellinger down the field. We threw it deep one time. He got poked in his eye. We threw it deep another time. He drops it. We throw it deep another time, and he fumbles. But yeah, Daniel Jones looked good. Daniel Jones definitely looked good. It's not really any criticism. The only thing that he want to have back is that interception. Other than that, I mean, he played really well. And just like Kirk Cousins got hit on his hand and didn't drop the ball, so did Daniel Jones. He got hit on his hand and he didn't drop the ball. So it was just it's just unfortunate that this is probably, I would say this was like the signature game for his career so far. And I think that's Milton Williams that's injured for the Eagles. But this is probably his most signature game so far. And it's not going to be met with the win because of a 61-yard field goal. You know, like guys will have their best days, especially field goal kickers and kick returners. They'll have their best days against the Giants. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We just got to win next week. We just got to come out with a win next week. But a win today would have felt great. Daniel Jones would have driven the length of the field, and including the Saquon handoff. Daniel Jones would have driven the length of the field, put the ball in the end zone pretty much, and pretty much won the game. And won his team a spot in the playoffs all at the same time. So it just stinks. Hopefully we can do it next week, like I said. Because next week we're depending on, we got to win next week against the Colts. But if we lose, we'd be dependent on the Bears to beat the Lions, which is tough. It's possible, but it's tough. And then we'd be depending on, let's see who else is here. We'd be depending on, there's one other team we're competing against. We'd be dependent on the Commanders to lose to the Browns. And we'd also be depending on, let's see, who do we need to lose this week? The Seahawks. Let's see who the Seahawks play. Seahawks play the Jets next week. So the Jets could beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks can beat the Jets. It could go either way, but I'll just say that the Seahawks aren't losing to the Jets. So Seahawks get to 8 wins next week, and we're still at 8 wins. No good. It's no good because at that point they would have the same amount of wins as us, and we would have to have a must-win going up against Philadelphia. And we see Philly right now without their starting quarterback is just as good, and they're competing with Dallas. So we do not want to be in that situation. We have to win next week. We got to win next week. And we need the Commanders to lose this week. And it looks like they're in the red zone. So they need to go ahead and lose, man. This was a tough loss. Definitely a tough loss. And that's what I'm saying. It's got to be a must-win. Because especially if today the Commanders come out and beat the 49ers, because that's just the kind of things that happen in Giants land. The Commanders beat the 49ers today. It's going to be it's going to make things even more difficult. Because right now we're 8-6-1. The Commanders are 7-6-1. So if they win today, they'd be 8-6-1. And yeah, man, I mean, today is like what I've been looking for Daniel Jones as far as like going out there and doing it with guys he elevated the team today. There's not many times where I really looked at this game and I said Daniel Jones made this team better today. And that's not a knock on Daniel Jones, but it's something that I've been left wanting more of. But today he elevated this team. Dak is back there. He's going to take off and run again. He's going to get a first down that way. Yeah. But we just needed one of those mistakes not to happen. We don't drop the ball a bunch of times. We don't fumble. We don't get the punt block. We win the game. If we do all of those things right, we win the game pretty easily, actually, if we don't make any of those mistakes. But if we just don't make one of those mistakes, we win the game. And then Kayvon and Aziz, it's just a snowball effect. Aziz got hurt. He came out of the game. Kayvon was getting more attention. So we had to go back to the heavy blitz more, and it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. And this is Vikings offensive line. It has weaknesses. They have given up the most quarterback hits in the league. And I was listening to Big Blue Kickoff Live, and something Jonathan Casillas said this week was that the Giants should probably not blitz that much because they should be able to get pressure with that front four, which I think they would have been able to do. And I think that they would have blitzed less on these third and longs if Aziz were in the game. But Wink's philosophy is I'm not going to let you sit back, relax, and make decisions. I'm going to speed up the quarterback. So it's just philosophy. It's just philosophy. Did it end up making us lose? Yes, but it also could have very easily made us win. It's just the way he plays. You said I've been hating on DJ. Listen, man, I'm definitely not hating on DJ. I just call things how I see it when I see it. So today, like I said, he played very well. Played very well. He's got to come back, and we got to win this game next week against the Colts. If he plays like how he played today against the Colts, we're winning that game running away. We're winning that game very easily. Adoree, we're winning that game easily if he plays because today, you can't tell. Today the ball was hitting guys in stride. The ball wasn't behind guys. He was hitting guys. He was in a great rhythm, and he was doing it all day. He was delivering strikes to guys on seams. Not seam on drag routes. He was delivering strikes all day, right in between the numbers, in stride. Guys weren't having to reach behind themselves. They weren't having to slow down. It was all just really great to watch. So again, if he can keep that going on, we're in the playoffs, and we probably win a playoff game or two. I don't think that this team is going to beat a team like the Eagles, but you never know. You get in the playoffs, you could do anything. So, I mean, listen. People say I'm a hater of Daniel Jones, but I kept the guy in my background the whole year. If I hated Daniel Jones so much, I would have moved this to somebody else, Tyrod Taylor or something. Like some people, they wanted Tyrod Taylor to play, which I've never said. But yeah, we just got to take care of business next week. I'm not really focused on. I'm not really focused on this game because it was a game we should have won, but it was also a game that showed me how well we could play on offense. And if we can do that, I think we can really compete against some teams in this league. Anything else y'all got? Let's see. Dallas just got to the end zone. It's 10-7. All right, I need something from you, Minshew. I need Minshew to go down the field. I can't deal with this. I need Minshew to come back and beat these Cowboys. See if I missed anything in the chat. Yeah, Wan'Dale would have turned that game around. All these players' injuries are suspicious, especially Xavier McKinney. Ah, man. Wan'Dale, if we had Wan'Dale along with what we had, I mean, we probably put up another touchdown, even with the mistakes. If we lose to the bum Colts, then DJ is gone. Happy holidays, D. Happy holidays to all of y'all in the chat. I didn't even say that. It's Christmas Eve for y'all who celebrate Christmas Eve. Happy or Merry Christmas Eve. I guess you say Merry Christmas Eve. Christmas tomorrow. So to everybody that celebrates it, Merry Christmas. To everybody that celebrates anything else, happy holidays. And people who don't celebrate anything, have a great time being off of work or being out of school. You saying watch how good DJ is going to be second year in the offense with receivers. Listen, man, if DJ comes out here and he plays as well as he played today, next week, and he continues this level of play, or at least somewhere around this level of play, yes, if you give him a number one receiver on top of what he has right now, yeah, he's that is money. He didn't play just well today. He played exceptional today. And if him throwing it 42 times gets you an interception, I don't care. because you can deal with 14, 15 interceptions if you're going to get this level of production, if you're going to get this many explosive plays. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for explosive plays, and to do that, he has to do what he did today. And a lot of the things he struggled with at certain points this season, you have got to hit guys in stride. And when he did that today, the yards after contact, the yards after catch came today. So, yeah, I mean, a ton of times you see it when a guy gets into his second year in an offense, he takes that next step. And listen, if Daniel Jones takes his team to the playoffs, if he wins next week against the Colts and he wins a playoff game, and the reason that you end up losing in the playoffs isn't glaringly because of Daniel Jones, I think he's back. You win a playoff game, you're back. Like, completely. If he doesn't, I could see like maybe this regime just doesn't like him as a player. You might not be back, but I think right now it's looking like he's going to be back. I was kind of wavering on it, thinking he might be gone just from what I feel my gut feeling is, not on what I think they should do. But right now, I feel like the Giants want him back next season, especially after today. I mean, this would have been a signature win. It would have been a signature win if we didn't have those mistakes going down the stretch. There's Miles Sanders in the open field. Yeah, this Eagles-Dallas game is looking like it'll be a shootout. It's just about who makes the less mistakes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dak Prescott may lead the league in interceptions, even though he hasn't played the whole year. Let's see what those interceptions are looking like. He may not lead the league, but I think he leads it. Leads it for the amount of games he's played, pretty much. All right, the interceptions have just gone down in the NFL. Miles Sanders again to the outside. Yeah, Eagles are driving. Matt Ryan has 13. Davis Mills has 12. Dak Prescott has 11. So even though Dak hasn't played the whole year, he's got 11. He's got 11 interceptions this year. So it'll probably be some today. Yeah, I mean, Martindale sent that blitz. You live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. It's really that simple. Because as Kirk Cousins is throwing that ball, he's getting hit. And it's just like it's just like this. This is how I think of it. Let's see, Miles Sanders lost yards that time. But this is how I see it as far as him blitzing on 3rd and 11. Kirk Cousins is known for folding under pressure. He's known for folding under pressure. He's known for falling apart. So why not get him under as much pressure as you possibly can? Hope he throws an interception, which Cordell Flott dropped, which you can kind of call another mistake, but I mean, tough. But if you just get him under pressure, you get him rattled a bit, which he got hit all day. He just stayed mentally tough today. He stayed mentally tough, and he was making those throws under duress, right on the money to Justin Jefferson, right on the money to Hockenson. He was getting hit as he was throwing it pretty much all day. So he earned that. He earned that win. And I saw some people in a group chat I'm in where they were like, we deserve to win this game. We played better, but I don't think we played better. We made those mistakes. They forced a fumble on us. We threw an interception, which was a good play by them. And they blocked the punt. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. They definitely outplayed us. That's how you won the game. But yeah, I don't think Kirk Cousins is getting enough credit for how he played today. He was getting hit all day long, and especially the entire fourth quarter. The guy was picking himself off the ground over and over again because he was getting hit every single time he was throwing the ball, and he was putting it on the money. And it's like the throw to Hockenson, he put that on the money, right on the money. And I understand Big Mo, but it also won us about 4 or 5 games. The blitz was also a bunch of times the only reason that we were able to stop them. The only reason we were able to get them to punt was when he missed throws to Justin Jefferson on 3rd and 4th down because he was under a ton of pressure. So yeah, you know it could hurt you, but it also can help you. It is what it is. That's just his philosophy, and I doubt he's going to change it. Of course, it'll get a lot better once you get Adoree back. Once you get Adoree back, you actually have a guy that you can really trust. You can really trust while he's out there playing man-to-man coverage. And you can kind of shift that safety help to the other side of the field. Diggy, aren't you hype about Hodgins? An incredible game. Danny looked at 4 routes, ran to get the first downs because he finally had time. First read quarterback is also a joke. That's I've never believed in the first read quarterback thing. Because anybody that's literally watched the tape, like of course there were certain times, like almost every quarterback, where the play starts, you have a first read and the guy's open. Of course you're gonna make that play. Or sometimes there's, if a guy goes high, blah, blah, blah. If a guy goes low, you hit it. But all the things where it's like, oh my God, Gardner Minshew just threw a bad pick. But once you come out there and you call Daniel Jones a first read quarterback and to try to say he can't scan the field, first of all, I saw this guy looking off safeties, scanning the entirety of a field as a rookie. So you can't tell me that that's what he did. That's not what's going on. Cousins came back from 33 down and won in Buffalo early this year. Give him some respect, y'all. And that's true. I mean, Kirk, it's just basically like this. Wink Martindale came into this game saying yes, Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the league. Yes, Kirk Cousins, he can get the ball to him. But Kirk Cousins has folded so many times in this league. I'm going to make Kirk Cousins get through this game free of turnovers. He's going to get hit all day. And he's going to have to make throws in tight windows on these hits. And Kirk Cousins made throws in the tight windows on those perfect throws, and I mean hitting them in stride while he was getting hit. So Kirk Cousins he pretty much you tip your cap. Hawkinson with that nice catch, you just tip your cap. I mean, they made more plays than us. They made more plays than us, and we made more mistakes than them. What are the chances of making the playoffs? Again, we're competing with the Seahawks, the Lions, and the Commanders. The Commander, they're running a flea flicker. Cowboys just tried to run a flea flicker and lost like 12 yards. But let's pull up their records for now. The Commanders, they got to win today against the 49ers, which would be a tough win. And it looks like they didn't score when they got in the red zone, and the 49ers scored. So Commanders are looking like they'll probably be 7-6-1 today. We'll be 8-6-1. The Lions will be 7-7. Let's see. Lions are 7-8 right now. Seahawks are 7-8. So right now the Giants are 8-6. So that means that the Giants need to lose out. The Giants need to lose out, and those other teams need to win out in order for, if that's right. Yeah, the Giants need to lose out, and those other teams need to win out in order for them to take one of those spots from us. The Commanders, that's the tricky team. But let's see who's in that. Let's look at the playoff picture right now. NFC playoff picture. Let's see. I'll get back to the chat in a second. They're calling pass interference. Okay. Eagles are in. Vikings are in. 49ers are in. Tampa Bay's in. Those are the division winners so far. Cowboys are in. And then you have Giants at the 6th seed. Commanders at the 7th seed. So, yeah. So what needs to happen for us to get out of the... Yeah, in order for us to not make the playoffs, we need to lose out. So let me get back to this chat. Landon Collins was a dog today. Landon Collins was making plays all over the place. And honestly, you may be able to chalk us losing this game up to the fact that they played Micah McFadden way too much. Haters want Jimmy G. I don't want Jimmy G. I just don't. I don't want to be a DJ hater, just want to keep the narrative honest. A lot of DJ's big completions were terrible throws. I saw a different game than you, Kavase. I did. I did. I think you might be talking about that Richie James throw where Richie James was down the sideline and DJ hit him, but he ended up running out of bounds. I need to see that on the all 22 to see what happened there. But if he threw him away from the coverage, and it looks like the announcer said it was a perfect throw. So if he threw him away from the coverage and that's why he ended up going out of bounds, that was a great throw. Now, if he had a bunch of space and he just threw it right there, then, he probably could have led him to the end zone. But besides that throw, I thought everything was on the money. I really didn't see any kind of throws that was off track. Besides maybe one throw to there's a touchdown right there for CeeDee Lamb. The Cowboys go back up 14-10. But, I didn't see any throw besides this one throw to Richie James across the middle that was behind him. That would have been a tough catch. But other than that, I just don't. You think the Hodgins catch was a bad ball? I think that was placed perfectly. You mean because he had to catch it? Like, sometimes you got to give your receiver a chance. You got to give the receiver a chance right there to catch the ball. You don't want – I mean, that could be your opinion, but I think that ball was placed well. And I call it how I see it. When I see something that's behind, when I see something that's off, I say it every time to the point to where people call me a Daniel Jones hater. So, yeah. I feel like he was on the money, but but maybe like 2 or 3 throws today, which is really good. And maybe not even 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2. Saquon won Rookie of the Year without DJ. What in the Christmas tree are you talking about? I need you to clarify. Oh, okay, you're responding to Vinny. Vinny says, remember DJ has won without Barkley. Saquon never won without DJ. Not sure about that, Vinny. I think they're both benefiting from each other right now. But I think Saquon is definitely the better player. Thank you. I'm a little older. Same stuff with Eli after his 4th year without social media like this. We'll see. We'll see if they replace him. I think right now they're probably not looking to replace him, but you never know. I won't be surprised either way. Yeah, I can't stand either one of these teams either. But like I said, I'm rooting for the Cowboys to lose just so I can laugh at them because they were just chalking this up as a win because the backup was in there. I was in love with Kafka's play calling tonight. I think the play calling was nice. There wasn't anything where I was really like, oh, what a terrible play call, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it looks like he is getting better as a play caller. But I want to see all of this offensive momentum needs to carry over. And that doesn't mean that DJ needs to have 330-something yards. It just means that DJ needs to be able to – the offense needs to look alive. Like, we need to be able to have 2 to 3 at least 20-plus yard plays at the very least. That should be your standard for an offense a game. 2 to 3. The great offenses have like 5 or 6 20-plus yard plays a game. We need to have at least 2 or 3. This team wins because of Saquon in the front 4 on the D-line, period. Jones is improving, but you casuals got to get a grip. Chaz, I mean, you're right. You're right to a certain point, but at the same time, and listen, guys who have listened to this channel, people who have listened to this channel, guys and gals and everybody else that has listened to this channel know that I have been on either side of the Daniel Jones argument. When he has a bad game, I say he has a bad game. When he has a good game and he plays well like today, I say he played well today. Today, Chaz, if Daniel Jones would have won this game, that would have been Daniel Jones's game. Yes, Saquon caught the ball very well. Yes, he ran that ball in the end zone at the end. And yes, he deserves a big hunk of it. But today would have been a game that Daniel Jones really played well today. And he would have been a huge part of why we won today, because the offense was on his back today. But, of course, the offense's philosophy is to run the ball with Saquon Barkley and to get pressure. And the D-line is really the only strength on the defense. So that's definitely the philosophy. That's where the strength of the team is. Saquon is our best player on offense, besides maybe Andrew Thomas, but he's probably our best player on offense. And the front 4, why would you not try to lean on that front 4? So you got some point. You got some valid points to what you're saying. They should have ran more. I do think that too, Victor. I do think we could have ran that ball a little bit more. It is what it is. But either way, that Vikings defense was kind of folding. We just got to not have those mistakes. Danny was looking like Peyton Manning with legs. Yeah. And yeah, Michael, you're calling him. I mean, listen, I don't know if you're joking or not, but I mean, people have their opinions on Daniel Jones. I don't think they're not Giants fans. That 4th and 2 was crazy. Yeah, that 4th and 2 run. I mean, at that point, we got back in it, and then DJ came through and threw that 2-point conversion. I mean, you can definitely chalk it up to it was a really great game. You just chalk it up to whoever had the ball last. It's just whoever had the ball last. They didn't lose because of DJ. People just hate him. 3 perfect passes to that jester, Richie James, and he drops them. And I'll put this up here so you all can just see what I read. It's just Richie James dropped about 2 passes. One I won't give problems to him because it was behind him. And that's one of the plays I said DJ didn't make mistakes. But where I said he did make a mistake. But yeah, if Richie James doesn't drop that pass that hits him in his chest and he takes a step and drop, luckily they didn't call that a fumble. But if he doesn't drop that, and Bellinger, Minshew just he just missed a wide open touchdown throw. But if this guy just catches the ball, Bellinger just catches the ball and holds onto it and doesn't fumble, if Richie James does the same, and if Hodgins is able to catch that ball on 3rd down, and if we're able to not get the punt blocked, we win the game easily. If just one of those doesn't happen, as I said about 5 or 6 times, we win the game still. So you just got to come back, put together this type of performance against a much worse team and against the Colts. If we can do that, we're good. They're missing Jonathan Taylor. Look at the Colts. Look at the Colts weapons. I'll read off some of their weapons. They got Michael Pittman Jr. Nick Foles is going to be starting for them next week. They got Paris Campbell. They got Alec Pierce. So they're all right as far as weapons go. They don't really have any crazy weapons like Justin Jefferson. They don't have their starting running back. He's out for the season. They got Zach Moss and Jordan Wilkins. I know the Giants have struggled to stop the run. I definitely know that. But we have got to stop Zach Moss. We got to stop Zach Moss. Like, we cannot allow Zach Moss to beat us next week. And I'm not sure if the Colts played this week already. But if they did, I want to see how they run the ball today. They're playing tomorrow night. Okay, so the Colts they're going to be on a short week. They're a much worse team than us. And you're saying we're at home, Victor. So if we're at home, that's our last home game. That's our last home game. Yeah, that's our last home game. The Colts are 4-9-1 for a reason. They're not a very good team. They went up by a lot last week against the Vikings. We just not let them go up by that many points. If we play as well as we did today, we should win this game. Plain and simple. And I think that win pretty much gets us into the playoffs. Let me see. How can just to verify it? All right, let's see. For week 17, I think it's still up in the air to see. I think it's still up in the air because the Washington game is still going on. So to get confirmation, I probably have to wait until this Washington game finishes. But I'm very sure that and the Eagles look like they're running it in. They're a yard short on third and goal. Decision time for the Eagles to try to go up 17-14, or they're going to kick a field goal. 4th and goal. They're staying on the field. But yeah, I'm very sure that a win next week puts us pretty sure that win next week puts us in the playoffs, because if you look at you look at the Lions and you look at the Seahawks, the most wins they can get is 9 wins. Most wins they can get is 9 wins. So we would need both of those teams to win out. And yeah, we would need both of those teams to win out at that point. You said win and we're in. I don't think we have the tiebreakers because we get to 9 wins if we win next week. So yeah, the most wins they can win is 9 wins, and a win next week gets us to 9 wins. So again, we would have to lose against the Colts and lose to the Eagles in order to miss the playoffs. So we got to beat the Colts next week and we're in. If we would have beat the Colts, if we would have beat the Vikings today, we would have been in, which stinks because, I mean, to go from what we've been to clinching a playoff game 3 weeks before the playoffs, or 4 weeks if you count maybe there's a bye week, that would have been great. But we win next week, we're in. And I feel like we're in. I think we can beat the Colts. If we lose, we still have a shot. We still got a shot. We need both of those teams. We need the Seahawks and the Lions to both lose. To both win. And we need the Commanders to win. We need all 3 of those teams to pretty much win out, even if we lose, to miss the playoffs. So I think it's a tough way. It's tough for us not to make the playoffs at this point. Exactly, Tyrone. Even if we lose out, they got to all win out. They got to all win out. So, we're sitting pretty. Yeah, but Vinny, I feel the same. If we play the Vikings first round and we have Adoree back, and if we have McKinney out there, which who knows, McKinney could be back in the playoffs. He could be back in March, could be back next year. We don't know. So, but if we can get them in the first round, I feel good about that. I think we can come out and beat them. I really do. Because I think McKinney, I don't think he's a better player than Justin Jefferson at all. But I really do. I said McKinney. I meant to say Adoree Jackson. I don't think he's a better player than Justin Jefferson, but I think he wins more matchups than Fabian Moreau and Darnay Holmes win. Rodarius Williams that's why we're not playing him, because he's not a glue coverage back. That's why. Rodarius has struggled. He has not been a glue coverage guy, and he's also been talking trash about how he thinks he needs to be playing more. That's just going to rub the coaches the wrong way. I would say Rodarius Williams was a glue coverage guy last year in the off season, maybe a little bit in the preseason, but this year he's just not been that guy. But overall, I think we're on the right track. I mean, we make the playoffs this year. I think we have a chance to. I think we got a chance. Say he had a great game against CD. I think a bunch of people messed up against CD. I think it was more than Rodarius, but either way, it's just I don't think anybody's out there that would have done a better job against Justin Jefferson. I don't think we had that player on the team. You said if we get a decent tight end, yeah, yeah. It's just about that too. It's like the tight ends last year we didn't have to deal with the tight ends being good against us, but this year they came back. They came back a little bit. If you're a Vikings fan, William, shout out to you. Good win for y'all. It was a really good game. This was Jones coming out game. Let's see his momentum going into the playoffs. And that's how I feel. I mean, if he can keep this momentum up going into the playoffs, this is exactly what we want. And Heineke's throwing a touchdown. That's not what we want to see. I don't want to see Heineke throwing touchdowns here. Not like it matters. I mean, we need them and the Lions and the Seahawks to win out. So does Jefferson eat with those teeth or not? I know some people do eat with their grills in. Some people do eat with their grills in. Let's see who we're slated against to play. Can't tell right now. But yeah, if we get the Vikings or the Bucks first round, I think that we can compete. I definitely think so. Especially if we get Adoree back. I'm not hoping for McKinney back. I just don't expect it. I mean, the guy had a bunch of pens in his hand just about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. The pens are off of his hand now, so maybe that means he can put a cast on next week, the week after next week. But we'll see. Said we still have a tiebreaker. Yeah, but they can actually win more games than us. But even if they do, we still would have to have those other two teams win out and us lose out, which is possible, but not plausible. If we lose next week and the Seahawks also lose, or the Lions also lose, we still get in. So yeah, we're pretty good right now. I mean, I highly, again, the Giants are capable of just about anything, and depending on anything else, they're capable of just about anything. So I could imagine the Eagles, or not the Eagles. I could imagine the Seahawks needing to lose and some team kneeling it out and losing on purpose, and the Giants not getting it. I can imagine all of that stuff. Yeah, San Francisco is a close game. If Tyrod now Jimmy G is a better player than Tyrod Taylor. Jimmy G, I mean, he's had a couple of really nice seasons. So I don't know. I don't know if Jimmy G does this in this system with these players. I don't know if he looks as good as Daniel Jones. I don't know, because I have never seen Jimmy G in a situation with a bunch of bad receivers, no offensive line, no running game that's consistent. I just haven't seen that. So if it was Jimmy G, who knows? If it's Tyrod, I know for a fact we don't win. I mean, not only do we not win, Tyrod he's not making a bunch of these throws. that Daniel Jones. Tyrod's not attempting a bunch of these throws, and if he does, I just don't see Tyrod Taylor being as good as Daniel Jones. I just haven't seen that at all. Yeah, I mean it's true to me. It's just like I don't understand why people were trying to put Tyrod Taylor out there because he's never at any point since he's had the Giants uniform on looked better than Daniel Jones. Now, if you had a guy like Teddy Bridgewater who at times looks really, really good and at times just looks solid, then you can make an argument. You can make an argument. But Tyrod in this system, Tyrod would. I just don't see Tyrod being better than DJ. I do think he's a solid backup. I do think you can put Tyrod in and not really miss a beat for what you want to do on offense as far as running it, as far as the RPO. But I don't see him being better than Daniel Jones, especially right now. Maybe at one point in his career he was, but not right now. And the situation is terrible. I mean, again, if he made one mistake, the rest of the team made 3 more mistakes. If one of these mistakes don't happen, the Giants win this game. If none of these mistakes happen, the Giants win this game easily. And Dallas took advantage of an offsides penalty. They just got a chunk play. How many picks? I think you were saying no argument here. How many picks would he have had? I mean, Tyrod he's coming and throwing some picks pretty quickly when he's coming. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrod had about 2 or 3 interceptions. I wouldn't. I do think the offense will still be productive because the offensive line was running the ball, but I think there would be a lot more mistakes. There will probably be some fumbles. And let's give Daniel Jones credit today. I mean, he got sacked from behind and he didn't drop the ball. I mean, just the same way that Kirk Cousins, they came around the corner, Aziz hit Kirk Cousins' hand and he didn't drop it. The same exact thing happened with Daniel Jones a couple quarters later. So let's give shout out to him. Let's give a shout out to him. Like Tyrod Taylor used to be up there with Teddy Bridgewater as far as like he's not going to make the team any worse than it is. Like the guys you have out there is how good your team will be with Teddy Bridgewater. But Tyrod Taylor, lately he's been making mistakes. Lately he's been making some mistakes for us. But I think we're doing good. I think we're feeling good going into the Colts game. What are we right now? 8-6. I mean, 8-6-1. So you go out and win next week, 9-6. You lose the week after that, 9-7. That's about 2 games better than what I expected the Giants to be this year. I could go back and look at my schedule prediction video. I also did a schedule prediction game by game on the Hubs channel at the beginning of the season. I would have to search for that video or that live stream. But I really think that we will be able to, go out there and win next week. I predicted us to have 7 or 8 wins. If we get the 9 wins, I think that's a win. I think that's a W. Especially if we have that 6th seed. I think at that point, Dable secures that head coach of the year spot or that coach of the year spot. But Dallas is driving down the field. They are at the 10-yard line. And a bunch set for these receivers. 2 wide receivers right. CD at the bottom of the screen. I feel like this will be a play action shot at the end zone for Dallas. This is a handoff to Zeke. Zeke's cutting back. Zeke is so good in the short yardage. These guys are trash. Let's get to some of the comments I missed in the last 30 seconds. These guys are trash. DJ will be better than average. Come on, Diggy, the interior line and the receivers. Who's better? Elite quarterbacks that can run. Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert, maybe. A couple of these guys that like really scramble and just pull things out of nowhere. Yeah, those guys would do better. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And Kirk Cousins in this offense today, Kirk Cousins in this situation just does not do as well as Daniel Jones did. And that's not me saying that Kirk Cousins is a worse quarterback than Daniel Jones at all, because I think Kirk Cousins is proven that he's a better quarterback. But as far as being able to run, he can't really run. So he would be under a ton of pressure. And he does not have a Justin Jefferson that's going to be able to get open that quick on this team. So, yeah. And like I said, this is not me saying that Kirk Cousins is a worse quarterback than DJ. It's just saying that DJ is a better fit for this situation because he can move around. The Vikings got lucky. We had their number. We just messed up. Yeah. That's what we did. I mean, we made way too many mistakes. But like I said, you got to give the Vikings credit. They forced that fumble. That was a great play, forcing that fumble on Bellinger. They punched that out. The other play, Patrick Peterson play, that was a good play. Now, the block punt, I got to look at that. That might have just been just a bad missed assignment. Might have just been a bad missed assignment. The other play, Hodgins, do you really expect Hodgins to hold on to that ball on third down right there when he's getting sandwiched between two people? Probably not, which is why I'm not going to throw stones at Hodgins. But that was a good play by the Vikings. They made plays. They made plays. They definitely made plays. Trade Saquon for a pick and receiver. Keep Daniel Jones. Dump all receivers except Robinson and Hodgins. I don't know if you're completely serious with that. It seems like you're not. It seems like you're not. But at the same time, for all the people that want to trade for a receiver, which one would you trade for? And which one is on the block that you would want to trade for? And do you want to pay that guy a bunch of money instead of just drafting one? Those are my questions for that. Proud of the effort, but we beat ourselves today. James with the drop right in his hands, a fumble by Bellinger, 2 drop pass interceptions, a block punt, and we lost on a 61-yarder. Yeah. So it took a lot for them to beat us and wrap that up. So we got to win this game next week, and we got to get into the playoffs so we can finish business if we play against them. Put DJ on the Vikings MVP in 2 years. Hey, listen, Justin Jefferson, he can make a guy MVP candidate. Justin Jefferson is that dude. At least we're still 6. Good point. Yeah, they got him. Nobody open. DJ got to run. Yeah. I mean, listen, we just need that guy. We're not going to get a Justin Jefferson. I mean, I think that's safe to say that we're not going to have a guy that's as good as Justin Jefferson, but we may have a guy that's 70% of Justin Jefferson, 80% of Justin Jefferson. That way, that was a nice throw by Dak. They just couldn't bring that in. But if we can get a guy that can just get open consistently all day long, we're going to do great. Because Isaiah Hodgins, I mean, he's probably about 20% of Justin Jefferson, maybe not even that much. And he had a day today. All right, let's see if I'm missing anything. I think I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon with Dallas kicking a field goal to tie this game up, 21-yard attempt. They're lining this up. And that's right down the middle. Tie game for Philly and Dallas. 1:49 left in the second quarter. What I'll do is I'll just carry this Cowboys and Eagles game to the end of the second quarter, and then I'll jump out of here. Who or what are we blaming this loss on? It's a team loss, man. It's a team loss. It's a team loss. If DJ doesn't throw that interception, we win this game. If Hodgins catches that ball on third down, which is a tough catch, we win this game. If we don't get this punt blocked, we win this game. If Richie James catches the ball on third down, we win this game. If Cordell Flack catches the interception, we win this game. So, if Darnay Holmes covers Justin Jefferson for just one more second, on third down where the ball is coming out fast and we're still getting beat that quick, we win this game. If Wink decides not to blitz and we sit back a little further in coverage, who knows what happens? We may still give up the first down, but maybe we win this game. So it's all on. It's a team loss. I would call it that, a team loss. Vinny says, put DJ on the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, the clown on the Seahawks, Jimmy G. When Brady retires, DJ still sucks, I guess. 10 teams want DJ next year. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see this offseason. We'll see if they decide to pay him. We'll see if they franchise him. We'll see, man. If he goes to the playoffs and he plays well in the playoffs, he probably gets franchised. If we lose out and we don't make the playoffs, he probably gets like a $20 million 2-year deal, something like that. Or they let him walk and just see if they can just match whatever team, wants to pay him. It's really all up in there. And this isn't really a reflection on DJ. It's just bad timing. But I think it's very possible that they franchise him. You said, what game were you watching? The Vikings left a ton on the field against you guys. I mean, of course, both teams left a ton on the field, but I would say that the Giants definitely made more self-inflicted mistakes. And I'm not even saying self-inflicted. Like I said, the Vikings punched that ball out on Bellinger. But as far as not making those mistakes, if you say like both teams don't make mistakes, which of course is part of how good a team is, which is why the first thing I said when I came in this game, when I came in this stream, is the Vikings came out and won this game. The Vikings played better than us. That's the first thing I said. So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying if the Giants played better today, if they went out there and they did not, throw an interception, which was a good play by Patrick Peterson, if they didn't go out there and get that punt blocked, which may have been just a missed assignment, may have been a good play by the guy who blocked the punt, if they don't drop the ball, which is a self-inflicted mistake, and then if they just can catch the ball in a tight window where a guy comes up and blows up Isaiah Hodgins on a third down towards the end of the game, I think they can win the game. That's all I'm saying. Now, the Vikings, I mean, what did they leave on the field? The Vikings played better than us, Vinny. They did. I mean, they made more plays than us. That's a fact for me. They made more plays than us. You can't say that that the Giants made mistakes and lost this game because they made mistakes, and then say that somebody didn't play better than us, because the Vikings didn't make those mistakes. You didn't see Justin Jefferson dropping those passes on third down. You didn't see Kirk Cousins throwing it. You did see Kirk Cousins throw an interception, but you didn't see Justin Jefferson go out there and drop passes. You didn't see all of those things happen, and that's part of playing well. We didn't play well. If we played well, we would have caught those passes. If we play well, we don't throw that interception. We play well, we block and don't get our punt blocked. That's where we disagree, Vinny. We can agree to disagree, but that's definitely where we disagree, because if the Giants played better, then they don't make those 5-6 mistakes that lose them the game. But anyway, Renee, hopefully that's how you pronounce your name. Renee, we definitely made much more mistakes than the Vikings did. You said, was that Daniel Jones' fault? No, it wasn't Daniel Jones' fault. Micah Parsons is coming off that edge. Whoa! And then Barry Church. That's not Barry Church. That dude doesn't play in the league anymore, probably. But this Dallas Cowboy dude, Anthony Barr, actually dropped the interception. There goes Gardner Minshew on 3rd and 4, almost throwing away the game. But this 3rd and 4 is coming up. But, yeah, that's just where we disagree, Vinny. I think if we played better, we win the game. Now, if you say, like, if both teams played their best game, who knows? But I do think that we did not play well enough to win because we made game-losing errors. And I'm not blaming that on Daniel Jones. That's the team. There goes Goddard over the middle. Goddard is breaking the tackle. Eagles are probably going to hurry up right here. Yeah, DJ definitely carried the team. He definitely carried the team. That's not a debate. I don't know if you're thinking that I'm blaming the loss on Daniel Jones. I don't know, but yeah, DJ definitely carried the team because I mean he is plain and simple. No one can deny that. Someone earlier in the chat tried to deny that, but you can't honestly say that DJ let us down today. You can't say that. You can't say that at all. He was the reason that we were in this game. He elevated the rest of the team around him today. Isaiah Hodgins and Richie James had 90 yards apiece. Like, that's not a debate. But again, like I said, if the Giants as a whole did not make those 5-6 mistakes, they would have played better and they would have won the game. I mean, what says bad play more than going out and not blocking a guy and let somebody come free and blocking a punt? I definitely agree with that, Vinny. I mean, if we stop them on 3rd and 9, there goes Minshew just throwing it anywhere. If we stop them on that third down where it was like a minute 29 to go and we get the ball back on offense, we win the game. I 100% agree with that. But we couldn't get off the field. And that's not luck that we couldn't get off the field. It's because we couldn't cover Justin Jefferson. And a lot of people are saying, well, you don't blitz there. But if we don't blitz, are we very sure that Fabian Moreau and Cordell Flott and all those guys and Darnay Holmes are going to shut down Justin Jefferson just if we don't blitz? If anything, maybe Kirk Cousins steps around, has more time, and finds Justin Jefferson the same way. So, it's a team loss. It's a team loss. They all made mistakes. Daniel Jones had a better game than mostly everybody else on that team besides, maybe Saquon had a really good game too. But other than that, I mean, it was a team loss. Plain and simple. I won't come out and just say like the Vikings, got lucky and they made plays. They punched that ball out of. If the Giants would have forced 3 fumbles, I mean, we would be saying that we forced 3 fumbles. And that's facts, man. Facts. Oh man, how did the Eagles get a false start on a they were just clocking the ball. A quarterback spike pretty much. They were clocking the ball and they got a false start. And that's an offsides too from Devontae Smith. He had his fingers definitely across the ball. We got 25 seconds left in the second quarter. Like I said, I'm going to jump out when we get to 0 seconds in the second quarter. When we get to the half. Right now, 17-17 ball game for the Eagles and the Cowboys. Not sure who gets the ball coming out of the half. 25 seconds to go. Eagles got the ball at the 29.5-yard line. Gardner Minshew in the shotgun. He's dropping back. He's got time. He's backpedaling. He's going to let it fly, throw it away. Eagles still got 20 seconds left. 2nd and 15. You got to think the Eagles will take probably 2 more shots. 2nd and 15 coming up. They'll probably take 2 more shots. Try to get in the scoring distance as far as throwing it in the end zone. If not, they'll kick a field goal. Or maybe they'll just try to get the first down here. If not, they'll come out, kick that field goal to have an extra play in case something goes wrong. Minshew dropping back again, throwing it away again. Parsons is destroying Terrence Steele, I think, at left tackle. Or I think Trey Smith, something Smith, something like that. One of these guys is getting destroyed. Did I say Terrence Steele? I'm talking about the Eagles. What am I on about? He destroyed Mailata. So that's what's been happening. He destroyed Mailata, and Minshew was just throwing it away every time. Back in the shotgun for the Eagles. This is probably their last shot to try to get into the end zone. 15 seconds left in the game. The Eagles have no timeouts left. Minshew has got to throw it away again. And the Eagles are going to kick a field goal. Eagles will kick this field goal after they kick this. If they make it, if they miss it, pretty much after they kick this, I'll be wrapping this up. Appreciate y'all for sticking with me for, I guess, like hour and 25 so far. Wrap this up. We'll definitely be out of here by an hour and 30 minutes. 4th and 15, Jake Elliott is lining it up. I think that's Elliott. Yeah, Jake Elliott. 47 yards. Elliott is going to kick that right down the middle, and there's a flag. I guarantee DJ will win a Super Bowl in the Giants uniform. Listen, there's nothing that I would love it more. There was nothing that I'd love more for Daniel Jones. And a lot of people, like, the reason that I became so critical of Daniel Jones after a while, like, to where, not even overly critical, but where I would, like, start pointing out his mistakes and start actually telling him, like, he's going to take accountability for bad play or subpar play, is because I really want this guy to succeed. Like, people don't understand how much I want this dude to succeed. He's the perfect player for New York, perfect quarterback. And if we have a quarterback that's good, that can lead us to a championship, that means we don't have to go looking for another one. So I want the dude to succeed. So if he went out and won a Super Bowl, man, I'd be ecstatic. A lot of guys, they really don't like DJ to the point where they would hate for him to win the Super Bowl. They wouldn't be able to stand it, which is crazy to me. Crazy to me. 20-17. The Eagles are up. This is a high-scoring game so far. Two good defenses. At least the Eagles have consistently stayed as a good defense. I think these are the top two pass rushing teams in the NFL. Elliott is going to kick this into the end zone, and Dallas will probably just kneel this out. So this will take them into the half. Nothing else in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and dip out of here. Again, appreciate y'all for sticking with me for an hour and a half. Next week, I'll probably be streaming the game. I'll probably just go ahead and be streaming this game from the beginning. I tried to stream this game this week, but I ended up running late, and the Giants started getting some steam. So I was like, I'm going to ride the high hand, and hopefully we can win this game. But I'll be back to stream next week, and hopefully we can clinch a playoff spot next week. We can party next week because we're in the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. Crazy. Hopefully we can do that. And the Eagles game will be null and void. It won't matter. Hopefully we can get that done. All right. So, again, appreciate y'all for staying in. See y'all next week. Try to get some videos out this week to build up that hype for the Colts.